The DuBois County Veterans Council held a ceremony this past weekend for veterans. We'll have more. Plus, Huntingburg Mayor Denny Spinner gives his own perspective on Veterans Day on this week's Monday with the Mayor. And American Legion Post number 147 Commander Alan Modice is tonight's guest on Inform. All of that and much more is up next here on the 18 WJTS News. Hello and happy Veterans Day. I'm Bradford Raths. More on Veterans Day ceremonies later in our broadcast, but we lead off this evening with a Huntingburg man's arrest on various criminal charges over the weekend, following a report of a stolen vehicle on that city's south side. Just after 10 p.m. on Saturday evening, Jacob Hall of Huntingburg reported to authorities that his SUV had been stolen. DuBois County Sheriff's deputies responded, and as a report was being taken by one deputy, a second deputy found the vehicle in the 3600 block of County Road 900 South. 19-year-old Wesley Meyer of Huntingburg, who police suspected had stolen the vehicle, appeared to be asleep inside of the vehicle. Deputies had a hard time waking Meyer, and when he came around, he became very combative. Police say they attempted to subdue Meyer with a taser gun, but he continued to fight until he was put in handcuffs and shackles. Meyer's BAC registered at 0.22%, nearly 3 times the legal limit on a portable breathalyzer. Police also found that he was in possession of paraphernalia. Meyer was lodged in the DuBois County Security Center after refusing medical treatment early Sunday morning. He is facing Class D felony counts for vehicle theft and theft, in addition to misdemeanor charges for minor consuming, possession of paraphernalia, resisting law enforcement, disorderly conduct, and unauthorized entry into a motor vehicle. Huntingburg Police, the St. Henry Fire Department, and Memorial Hospital EMS all assisted. Jasper Police arrested a man over the weekend on felony charges for intimidation. Police received a report just before 5:55 p.m. on Friday that 52-year-old Michael McCracken had threatened to harm a juvenile at his apartment in the 600 block of West 36th Street. The names of the juvenile and the complainant were not released by police. McCracken was lodged in the DuBois County Security Center, and he is facing a Class D felony for intimidation. A boil order is in effect in the town of Chrisney until further notice. Water officials there say the measure was taken after a loss of water pressure was discovered yesterday morning in the Chrisney water system. Officials recommend that all cooking and drinking water be brought to a complete boil for 5 minutes before using. Folks are asked to continue doing this until further notice. The boil order includes all customers in the town of Chrisney, as well as those customers on County Road 900 North and South, and any customers west of New Highway 231. Anyone who has any questions is asked to call the Chrisney Water Department at 362-8668. A local community organization has received good news in its merger process. During a recent meeting of the Board of Directors, the auditing firm Beekline & Associates reported that an independent audit of the DuBois County Community Foundation has been completed. The audit, which included the merger of the Huntingburg Foundation, resulted in a clean opinion. Managing shareholder Mark Beekline further noted that tax filings with the Internal Revenue Service and the Indiana Department of Revenue for the period which includes the merger have been made. The Board of Directors also heard reports on current activities, including continuing growth to just under $22 million in charitable endowments, with contributions of more than $1.2 million since January 1st. The Community Foundation is wrapping up nearly $500,000 in grant distributions from its endowments for the year. That brings the historic grant totals to over $8.5 million that have been invested back into DuBois County. Well, today was Veterans Day, and several ceremonies held across DuBois County over the last few days have been a part of honoring our servicemen and women. First of all, on Saturday afternoon, the DuBois County Veterans Council hosted an observance program for veterans at the VFW Post number 673 in Jasper. That program got underway at 1 p.m. with the reciting of the Pledge of Allegiance. Also included were several speeches and PowerPoint slides honoring those who have served. DCVC President Alan Brom says Veterans Day has a bit of a different meaning from Memorial Day.
This is just the opposite of what Memorial Day is. That's when you kind of honor your deceased veterans. Today, this Veterans is all about honoring the living veterans, the gentlemen and ladies that went out, done their good deed, come back, and are here living proof of what we're all about, what the world is about. These folks here today are the living folks, and that's why you honor these people today.
Brahms says remembering and celebrating freedom make up what Veterans Day is all about.
Well, the overall important just period is to remember none of us would have our freedom. We wouldn't get up and do what we want to. We couldn't tell anybody, yes, no, we're not going to do this. We do what we want and go where we want, and we are totally free of the rest of the world. We don't appreciate enough of what we've got.
Saturday's ceremonies also included the presentation of the Living Veteran Award. 88-year-old Lee Broker was this year's award recipient. Broker enlisted in the Marine Corps at the age of 17 following the bombing of Pearl Harbor in December of 1941. He was credited with saving a number of lives, and he attained the rank of sergeant while being assigned to the Pacific Campaign and participating in the Battle of Iwo Jima. After returning home, Broker worked for the Huntingburg Wagon Works, Olinger Construction, and he was one of the original employees of the newly formed Jasper Corporation. He also worked for Kimball International for 42 years. Broker is an active member of the Huntingburg VFW Post number 2366, and he served as the post commander while the current post home was being built. Broker is also a member of the Holland American Legion and the Southern Indiana Leatherneck Marine Corps League. Last year's award winner, Ron Himsel, also spoke during Saturday's ceremony. Food was served following the program, courtesy of the VFW Post number 673. Then this morning, a program honoring veterans was held at Jasper High School. That program got underway at 10 a.m. this morning and featured retired Marine Corps Lieutenant Colonel Dave Flynn as the guest speaker. Several other people were recognized this morning, including Lieutenant Commander Rick Williams and Sandy Terwisky, the mother of deceased Marine Lance Corporal Alec Terwisky of DuBois. Terwisky was killed in September of last year by a roadside bomb in Afghanistan while on combat duty. He was a 2010 graduate of Northeast DuBois High School and enlisted in the Marines that same year. Several Jasper High School students that are planning to enlist in the military in the future were also recognized as part of this morning's ceremonies. Coming up after the break, Huntingburg Mayor Denny Spinner joins me for this week's Monday with the Mayor, plus your local forecast, sports with Kurt Gooksell, and Inform featuring American Legion Post number 147 Commander Alan Modice. That's all up next here on the 18 WJTS News. Local people watching local people.